Ever start with a farm project or a garden project or household project and realize that you have 10 extra steps that you need to do to get the project done first? Yeah, me too. What are you doing today, Maureen? So you are catching me in the midst of a huge project. It was only supposed to be something kind of small. Well, it wasn't small. Who am I kidding? It was never a small project. Which is one of the reasons why I decided to shoot this video. I am sure there are lots of people that are just like me because I wanted to show you that, number one, you're not alone. Number two, since I'm in the midst of this is where it got me thinking of, okay, Maureen, you need to work this smarter because you need to kind of have a plan over a formula. Because even as I started this project, which was lead one thing to another thing, it started to open up, oh, well, you know what? Why don't we do this thing over here too? Woohoo! What this project was, a week ago, we rented a wood splitter and Josiah brought me a whole truckload of monkey puzzle tree. And so we split it, and that wood takes 3 years to dry. So we were going to bring it over to the other side to where my Furno oven is so that I could use it for baking bread. But because it's got 3 years, we decided to put it into this old compost bin. In the compost bin was some soil. So the plan of attack is remove the compost soil. I have to find a place to put it. So I just put it in piles around in some of the garden beds and then take all the wood that's in my truck, which was starting to get fuzzy mold on it and some green mold, and put it into the compost bin, which I got all of it out of the truck yesterday and put into the bin, but I hadn't worked on the stuff that was left on the lawn. All of that so that I could get the straw put into the truck so that it can go to the garden away from my house to be put on the garden. So I'm done all that. Yay! But really one of my projects that I need to do today is to go and put new wood shavings in to the chicken coop and to fill up their waterers. So that has to get done today. But, so in the midst, I have this cabinet that Marissa had gotten for free and we were going to use it as our farm stand, but it's been sitting here in front of this bin with the wood in it now. And I just thought, you know, it is a really cute little structure. And so I want to take it up there. And I also want to tidy up there. But again, I have to get things moved here to put that there to go over here and whatnot. So that is what we're going to try to accomplish. But in there, as I'm doing it, I'm going through a checklist of, okay, so if you want to get to C, you need to actually look at A, B. Granted, sometimes something will just come up that you go, I wasn't expecting that. You go to move something, you go, okay, it's rotted, so now we have to go and buy all sorts of brand new things, or we have to go and figure out how to replace it or repair it. Those things come in the midst of it too. But if we can formulate a plan of how to get this done, which is what I've been doing, was that since I want to move the cabinet, I need to be able to move my compost and garbage bins here and also my recycling bins here because I have to rearrange the table. So come along for that. So I have my little cafe table. This has to get cleaned up because this is what we were covering the wood with. But the cafe table, I want to move it over here. So that means I need to clean this debris here. And that's where these recycle bins are gonna be put over there so that this cabinet can be put here. What is my plan with the cabinet? Nothing. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. But I think if it's sitting there, then I might get some inspiration of what do I want to put on that cabinet. Meanwhile, your chicken finds a way to take a bath in the soil. Are you having a bath, Cleo? Are you taking a bath, Cleo, in the dirt? Does that feel good? Having a good day. Case in point, I have a new project on my hands. I was not expecting it to fall apart. It is very heavy and it has been sitting out with the cover on it, but it has taken a little bit of water and so there is some swelling, but in the past I have just been able to kind of walk it, and because it would be impossible for me to lift it on the dolly, but I went and got my dolly and basically having it on the other side, sure it's not lifting it, but at least it's a little bit off the ground. And so it was like it was a second person, which many times in my life, like I carry a rake in the back of my truck, and that is so that I don't have to climb into the truck and I can pull things out. So it's my extra pair of hands. So now I am gonna see if I can, hopefully, because that side is loose and we've lost the top, but just to kind of, oh yeah, I'm losing it even more now, to have it, to walk it up. So the dolly was kind of like that extra pair of hands, which, I don't know, maybe, well, I can't put it in there, but I could put it on this side. Just have to move my debris that I dragged up with me. But that's the side that needs more help than this side. It's too hard for me to reach and to pull it to be able to tip it back, but it's more of a two-person job going on here. Yeah, so I am just kind of doing this little bit of a walk up, but I need to get it more this way. I think if I go try to do it again, it's just gonna, that end is gonna fall right off. All right, Dolly, you need to move. But we got it this far, so that's good. Oh yeah, it can't go all the way because there is those hooks. Forgot. Butted up against the wall, but looks like we're gonna get her. Now, whether this is going to be salvageable and usable, but it was an entertainment center and then someone turned it into a guinea pig hutch. And so we were gonna clean it up and stain it and use it as my little farm stand because it's got these cute little doors that open up. But, you know, it's not the best for that, but it will be good for tools that I need in the front yard. Little things like that. Little storage unit. There we go. I am done for as much as I'm going to do today on this project, which wasn't on the list. And then the breaking of that hutch, that became another problem. And so then it can feel overwhelming, but it's just part of the steps of what needs to get done. And so yeah, your time frame might change. But one thing I want to do in the future is when I do have a project, I want to sit down and look at it. I'm not a list person, but if you are a list person, write it down. I will probably make a list just to make the list so that I can see what needs to get done, and also to even maybe put in a few little troubleshoots. Like again, today I'm dumping off some of the soil, and I actually found a little spot where the mice are probably coming into my house, and so now I have to go and secure that area. So it's all part of the progress of me accomplishing what needs to get done in the day. But these little blips along the way, I don't want to look at them as discouragement. I want to look at them as just an extra step that's added in so that I can accomplish. Now, there's things that I will still have to do and move from this area, but I don't have a place to put them. And so I will just leave them for now. Plus, I want to wait for it to dry before I start blowing the patio off. But let me show you what has been done. Take the wood out of the truck and get it into this empty compost bin. Check. Move my recycling bins here, which my garbage cans were here already, but they were just around the corner. But I still have straw that I need to cover up yet. And so once I get that done, I will move these bins around to the corner. Missy Moo is finished her bath. And then this blue garbage can, I use it to catch water, because right at that corner, water pours out when it's really, really raining. So once the rains are done, I won't need it there anymore. That's my farm stand. And then I've moved our seating area to be over here. Now there is a few other things that will get removed, but with this little stand here, once I repair it, the great thing that it will be used for is when we bring the vegetables up from the farm stand, we have a place to put them, so we don't have to take them all the way into the house. The good thing is, I got the things that were on my list to get done. Move the wood, move the hay, fill up the coop. So those are all done. And then these little things that were extra, just to kind of overall do a little bit of prep work for what's going to be coming once the weather warms up. Making sure, like, if you do have a checklist, that you can check things off so that you can stay on task, not necessarily get distracted like I did. Because really I could have left that, and it would have been better when Marissa's here to help me move the cabinet. The two of us, it still could have fallen apart just from us trying to move it. But I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish, even though I do have these extra tasks on hand. Every farm job has its steps, and these little distractions along the way, it's just part of the journey. Makes it fun, makes it exciting. Some of it breaks your back a little bit, sure. So I'd love to know, what farm projects that you've worked on, and projects that that you've done successfully, or some ideas, and let's swap stories, and just to see. You might have learned a little bit from me, and I can learn from you. Drop it down in the comments, because then we are all learning together and moving forward. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you on the next video, which could be up-potting the onions and the leeks, because they could be farther along than I think, because I haven't looked at them over the last couple of days. Or it's going to be me going out to the farm. Whichever one it is, I hope that you will subscribe so that you can catch that video. Take care. God bless.